going well. We will pick that up later on. Can I just point out that before we do move on, if you do decide to put yourself on your parents' insurance and you have a crash and the insurance company find out that it was really your car...
Which they will if it's got a body kit on it.
Or even half a body kit.
Yeah, all right, whatever. The point is, if the insurance company find out that it really was your car after all, they won't pay out. And then they can prosecute you, and then you might have to go to jail, and then one day you'll be in the showers and a big, strange man will come. You don't want it in your life.
Anyway, the point is, get yourself a beige Volvo because no loss adjuster will imagine that's yours.
Yeah.
Oh, now, hey, listen, while we were filming that, it was amazing how it sort of brought back all that excitement of when we first learned to drive when we were 17. Yeah. And, you know, the driving test and passing it. Well, not passing it in your case, because what was it you did? Yeah. What do you do in a driving test if you don't pass it?
Yes.
You...
All right,
you,
I failed.
You failed
First time.
Failed.
Yes, I did.
Failure.
Yes, I failed.
Why did you fail?
Well, because a traffic light went red as I was coming up to it, and the examiner said, proceed as you normally would, so I gave it a bootful. Failed.
Presumably you passed first time?
No.
Really?
I failed.
No?
Yeah.
You failed? What, you got lost?
We were going along, and all of a sudden, he hit the dashboard with his clipboard, and he said, "Look out, there's a small child in the road." And I said, "No, there isn't," and kept going. Because there wasn't.
So you were just being pedantic?
No, I was being correct.
He was anticipating an emergency stop, not an argument, you fool.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what was going on. Actually...
What?
Well, while we're on the subject, at the other end of the scale from our failure, you turned up with a pair of scissors in your pocket, claiming it was ready to cut the L plates off your car.
No, it's true.
That's kind of optimistic.
I didn't see it as a driving test so much as a confirmation of my excellence.
Oh, God.
No, I mean, that's really what it was, because when he said, the man, whatever he was, the instructor, examiner, when he said, "Congratulations, Mr. Clarkson, you've passed," what I heard was, "Congratulations, Mr. Clarkson, you are the best driver I've ever seen in my life." And so you can imagine my surprise 36 hours later to find myself in a field surrounded by sheep that were no longer alive and bits of what used to be my mum's Audi. How did this happen? I'm the best driver in the world and I've gone and stuffed it.
Right, can we now do the news?
Yes,
Because last
yes.
week we were talking about the government's scrappage scheme, which is important, and we got sort of distracted by talking about playing croquet with tortoises instead.
Dead tortoises. Anyway, we mustn't do that again because it is the scrappage scheme genuinely is important, okay? Because what's happening is to prop up the car industry, the government is really encouraging you to scrap your old car and buy a new one. The trouble is that the cars people are buying are Korean, which means the government is using our money to help Kim Jong-il buy nuclear weapons.
That's the wrong bit of career.
Oh, don't be so pedantic.
Well, it's not. It's hardly
are.
pedantic, Jeremy. One is a free market economy making a harmless hatchback, and the other is a totalitarian regime allegedly making weapons of mass destruction.
When the nuclear bomb drops on your house, don't come crying to me about your important distinctions.
Why would the South Koreans nuke Hammersmith?
They use American guidance systems.
Look, we're going off topic again. Can we get back?
yes,
Can we get back
yes,
to the scrappage scheme?
yes.
Because, now this is an important point. It is more ecological, and this is a fact. The Green Party agree with us on this, only on this point, but they agree with us on this point, that it's more ecological to keep an old car going than it is to scrap it, throw it away, and build a new one.
But that is a true fact. And the other thing as well is if you've got an old car, OK, we really are on topic here, if you've got an old car, it has to be serviced by someone, and that someone is going to be under an arch at the end of your road, and not Kim Jong-il. Hey, now, you know the Ariel Atom, Hammond? You drove one last year.
Yes.
When you stepped out of it, did you think, it's slow?
No, I didn't. Everyone had said it's super bike fast, and I thought, oh, come on, don't be... I mean, it really is insanely fast.
OK, now that one had a supercharged four-cylinder Honda engine out of a Civic, yes? Well, they've now come up with this, which has got a supercharged V8 engine, OK? They're saying it's got more than 500 horsepower, and the car weighs less than half a tonne. So that is more than 1,000 horsepower per tonne. It's just staggering. A Bugatti Veyron, to put that in perspective, is 521 brake horsepower per tonne. So it's nearly twice as powerful.
That'll be too fast to even see.
It'll be there and then not there. There'll just be a thin film of what used to be the clutch on the road. It's £100,000, but I honestly don't believe that cars can get any better than that.
Well, what if you're an antique dealer?
Yeah, that is going to be limiting for an
No,
antique.
it isn't. That's what this is on the back for. You strap your tall boy, your wardrobes, your chest of drawers on there, and then it...
I would have thought about it.
There you are, you see? Now, you know Vauxhall?
Yes.
Canadian company now. No, Vauxhall, right, has done a supercharged version of the VXR8. Here it is, it's called the Bathurst. And that makes the worst noise
What? No, it makes the best noise in
It
the
isn't
world.
the supercharger, that screech.
Brilliant. It comes to that
It's
mechanical whine.
deafening. It's like driving along. What's that opera singer called? Catherine Jenkins. Catherine Jenkins. It's like her having what D.H. Lawrence would have called a crisis.
A what?
A crisis. Lady Chatterley goes in the barn with the gardener in the hay. Some things happen, and then she has crisis.
Oh, crisis,
That's what it sounds like. A constant Victorian
That's my point.
crisis.
It's a brilliant noise. I love it. That supercharger whine is like a mechanical driving sound, and that does make other brilliant noises.
But no, the best noise made by any car is my Mercedes, which is now only 19 days away from its first service.
Do not forget.
So the cooler will be mine in 19 days, right? But that, between about 2,750 and 3,500 revs on three-quarter throttle, that is the best noise in the world.
I
in
thought
what?
the best noise that had ever come out of a car was the one coming out of the stereo in my 17-year-old Golf, until you two touched it inappropriately.
Now, actually, I want to, while we're on the subject of this, last week James did talk about touching people inappropriately, okay? And the Daily Star, in an editorial, says that we've upset the Scout and the Catholic Church, and they say that we can add those two august organisations to other people we've offended, including lorry drivers, Scots, Malaysians, Germans, blind people, anti-hunt protesters and smokers. And I'm sorry, but this sort of gutter press claptrap gets just so far up my nose. How dare they? How dare they suggest that we would be rude to smokers?
That is the end of the news.